If you're counting down the days till warm weather arrives just like me, then you're gonna love this video because I'm gonna tell you all the things you can put inside your garden well before the sun comes out and the temperatures rise. I wanna teach you in this lesson all the plants that thrive when it's cool outside in early spring. So if we haven't met yet, my name's Nicole Burke. This is one of my books, Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. This book is the step-by-step guide to grow all kinds of plants in your kitchen garden. And today I'm going to tell you about plants from 3 of these steps that all love to grow when there's still a chance of frost, when you still have really cold nights and even some cold days. We're going to walk through all the plants that you can put into your garden right now if it's cool outside, but your soil is a little bit workable. That's what we're going to cover in this video. So many people wait until their last frost before they start gardening. Every place I've lived, from Houston to Chicago to Nashville, all the neighbors look at me like I'm crazy when I'm out in my garden planting in January or February. They all think that if there's a chance of frost outside, then no plant is going to grow in their garden. And nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, all these plants, they don't like it when the weather gets nice and warm. They actually prefer to grow when the temperatures are cooler. Why? Because they started growing, they originated their species in a place that's cooler. And so they love it when the temperatures are cool, when the nights drop down below freezing, they feel right at home. So the trick is getting the timing right, getting these seeds into the garden in time for these plants to grow to full maturity before the weather warms up too much. Now, what I did for the plants we're going to grow today, I divided them into my favorite categories. We've got leaves, we've got roots, and we've got fruit. So leaves are the easiest thing to grow in the garden. That's why I teach you how to grow that first. They're the first thing to come up from seed. They're so prolific because they are the food factory for the plant. And you can harvest from them again and again. Why? Because plants keep making them. You cut one leaf and the plant's like, no, you didn't. And then they grow another one. And so leaves are a perfect way to get started in the garden because they give and give and give some more, and you get to harvest from them right away. So step 2 in my system is all about growing herbs. And the herbs that you want to grow in the cool season are parsley, cilantro, and dill. These all grow very easily from seed directly planted in the garden, and they all love it when the temps are cool. In fact, I just went out to my garden. It's been freezing cold this week, and my cilantro that just sat in the garden all winter long is taking off. In fact, I'm done buying cilantro from the grocery for at least the next few months. So cilantro, parsley, and dill, they love it when it's cool outside, and the best time to plant it is when you're at least around 60 days before your last frost. So those are the first leaves you want to plant are your herbs, cilantro, dill, and parsley. You can also do some chives in there. Chives, some people don't consider them herbs, but I definitely do. If you're going to plant chives in the garden, I highly recommend you plant them by a plant, simply because they're a little bit harder to grow from seed, and you'll get so much of your money back from growing your own chives because you'll have those plants for like a century, not even kidding. All right, the next step, step number 3 in my book, is about growing lettuces. So let's talk about some of my favorite greens to grow for lettuce season, for salad season. So first up is Swiss chard. This seed, if you plant this right now, when you're about 60 days before your last frost, you're going to have Swiss chard forever. Literally, you're going to have it in the spring, in the summer, and in the fall. These plants are biennial, which means they want to stay in the garden for a long time, for 2 years before they go to seed. So you start seed right now, and you will have Swiss chard for the entirety of the year. You'll have more Swiss chard. No, you're going to have all the Swiss chard you want because you're going to love Swiss chard, especially when you grow it yourself. Next up is spinach. Spinach grows super well in the garden. It's a delicious green, and you can grow it all through the cool season. Again, you want to put the seed right into the ground and grow it directly when you're about 60 days before your last frost. Next up is buttercrunch lettuce. This one is so delicious and so much better than the stuff you get from the grocery, and it loves it when the weather is cool. Next up is one of the easiest leaf lettuces to grow. It's called black-seeded Simpson. It's a black seed, which is rare for lettuce. And so easy to grow in the cool season. And then finally, arugula. I don't think there's an easier green to grow in the garden. Arugula is like thriving in my garden already, and we've had so many cool temperatures. I love a good mix. This is one from Baker Creek called Cosmic Crimson Mix. Any kind of spring mix is so good. Definitely kale. So this is Toscano kale. All you need is a few of these plants. You will have kale all year long. Next up is Mizuna. I love this peppery, beautiful, lacy plant. It's wonderful to mix in between your other lettuces. It's just so pretty and also gives your salads a nice little peppery flavor. And then finally, I love just this kind of cabbage is a Napa cabbage. This is a great green to grow. You can direct sow this, but if you have a small plant to move into the garden, you'll have a little bit more success with this in the cool season. So look at this. Look at all this delicious leafy greens you can grow in the cool season. These are all our new Gardenary seeds that will help you grow the Gardenary way. And then a few of these others from Baker Creek that I love. All right, those are the leaves. So lots of herbs and lots of leafy greens. Can't you already see this delicious salad you're going to be making? Next up are our root crops. So this is the perfect time to grow roots in your garden because these roots love it when the temperatures are cool. We've got radishes and beets and carrots and bunching onions. All 4 of these plants thrive when the temperatures are cool and there's a chance of frost. You're going to plant each one of these directly into your garden from seed. Give them ample space and you're going to get root crops in a very short period of time. The fun thing is that each of these takes a little bit longer to produce. So you're going to get radishes in about 45 days, maybe even less. You're going to get carrots in about 65, 75 days. You'll get beets in about 90 days, and then you'll get these onions in about 100, 110 days. You can get the green onions much sooner. But then you've just got these root crops that you get to enjoy for a very long period of time after you plant them all from seed. The final plant to grow in your cool season garden are sugar snap peas. So sugar snap peas are going to need to grow on a trellis if you're growing the pole variety. They need something to climb onto, and they're going to go about 6 feet tall in your garden. So I love to grow them over my arched trellis in my garden space. They do so well in there. Sugar snaps are going to need about 90 days to get to fruit. So that's why we want to put them in the ground when we're at least 60 days from the last frost, maybe even before that. So there you have it. Look at how packed your garden can be in the cool season. You've got cilantro, dill, and parsley, all your herbs you need. You've got all these delicious greens to make the most biggest, beautiful, delicious salad ever. Then you can top it off with some roasted root crops like some roasted beets or some roasted carrots. Chop up some green onions on top of there. Then you're going to stir fry some sugar snap peas, put them on top, and look at that. You've created the most delicious spring meal ever, and it all came from your garden, and it all happened because you did not wait until your last frost to start planting. All right, so tell me in the chat, which one of these are you going to plant first? Which one are you most excited about? For me, that whole salad thing, that salad opportunity, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to plant all these greens so that in about 45 days, I can say goodbye to grocery salad and I'll just be harvesting one salad bowl after another. I can just taste it already. All right, I want to encourage you to start planting, and one of the ways you can do that is by getting the Gardenary calendar. You can find the calendar at gardenary.com/calendar. Go there, put in 2 dates, and then immediately we'll fill in all the rest of the dates for you so you can know when to plant all these things we're talking about. Then you got to grab my book, Leaves, Roots, and Fruit. This is going to give you step-by-step direction for every single part of the process of learning how to garden. There'll be instructions for all these plants inside this book. Then come and check us out all over the internet at gardenary.com. Read our blog and join us for our upcoming workshop. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being part of Gardenary, and thank you for changing the world with your kitchen garden. I'll see you next time.